We are so happy to be celebrating this beautiful time of the year. It's personally my favorite time of the year because my birthday is this time of year. So of course, what's not to love about this time of year? But it is springtime, and during the spring, we can hear the birds in the trees, and we see the sun shining down on us, and we can smell beautiful flowers in bloom. We are celebrating spring today with all of our senses. You guys know what all of our senses are, right? We're seeing things, we're hearing things, we're smelling things, we might even be tasting things, and we're definitely feeling things. We have a really great sensory project today that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to read, move, and explore this fabulous season together. But first, let's say hello to our friends from CSUN, Pasadena City College, and of course, Inclusion Matters by Shane's Inspiration.
Good morning, everybody. Happy spring. It's so good to see you. I'm Marnie from Inclusion Matters by Shane's Inspiration. I love this time of year. Do you know what I saw the other day? A huge, big, roly-poly caterpillar inching his way towards the leaves, which he's going to munch on and then become a butterfly. It was so exciting. So in a little bit, I'm going to help you make your own counting caterpillar sensory bin, okay? But first, let's say hi to our friend Evie.
Hi, Fun4All friends. I'm so happy to be back with you today. I love that caterpillars grow into beautiful butterflies. So many things grow this time of year. So we will read a book together about that very thing, how a little seed becomes a big plant. I think our friend Ella can help us learn more about how that happens.
I can. Did you know one of the world's tallest trees, the redwood tree, starts with the tiniest seed? Those giant trees need the same things to grow as flowers: soil, water, sun, and a little bit of love. Let's sing and move together as we learn what makes a plant grow. Here's a great song that shows us how. It is Roots, Stems, Leaves, Flowers by Firefly Theater. Now we know how a plant grows, but what if you had a mystery seed and you didn't know what it would grow into?
I love a good mystery. And sometimes when spring comes and you see those new green sprouts come out of the ground, you don't know what will grow. It could be a plant, it could be a flower, or maybe even a tree. Let's meet Splat the cat and his friend Seymour. They're almost through a rainy winter and getting ready for the spring, kind of like how we are now. They will show us what their mystery seed becomes. Here is Splat the cat, Oopsie Daisy by Rob Scotton. It was almost springtime. The weather was getting warmer, but the sky was still gray and rainy. Splat thought being stuck inside was a waste of a Saturday afternoon. Splat perked up when a sopping wet Seymour scurried into his room. Seymour was carrying a weird-looking seed. "Where'd you get that?" asked Splat. Seymour held up the seed and stared at it. Then he shrugged again. "I wonder what kind of seed it is," said Splat. "It could be anything."
Looks like an almond almost, right? With a little
It
hair
does.
gel.
Well, there's only one way to solve this mystery, Seymour. Let's see if we can make it grow. "I think we need to plant it first," Splat said. "But I've never planted anything before. Do you know how to plant a seed?" Seymour shrugged again. "Okay then, let's go to the library to find out," Splat announced. And there they are. Look at their Seymour and Spat's little backpack, and they're going to the cat school library. Wow, look at all those books. Splat and Seymour walked straight to the library to look for a book about gardening. The only problem was that there was so much information. Splat wanted to grow one seed, not a whole field of corn. After staring at the shelves for a long time, Splat finally asked the librarian. She was happy to help him find the perfect book. And that perfect book was A Cat's Guide to Plants and Potting by Jack Tabby. That's a perfect book for them. The book said the first step was getting a pot and filling it with soil. Not all the soil landed in the pot, though. Oh no, look at poor Seymour. He's being surrounded by all the dirt. Next, Splat planted the seed in the dirt. He set the flower pot on a sunny windowsill, then he watered the soil. Not all of the water went into the pot. Oh no, why does Seymour always get all the stuff on him? Poor
Like his little
Seymour.
umbrella.
Splat checked the flower pot every day. He hoped and hoped for any sign of a sprout. He wondered what kind of plant it would be. Maybe the seed would grow into a wild garden of roses. Wow, those roses are really beautiful. Or maybe the seed would grow into a tree as tall as the sky. Splat couldn't wait to see what grew. He sang to the seed. He read to it, kind of how I'm reading to you guys right now, and he told it stories. For 2 whole weeks, Splat waited and waited for the seed to do something. 2 weeks. Splat was ready to give up. Maybe the seed would never sprout. Feeling terribly disappointed, he watered the soil one last time just in case, but this time he didn't spill it on Seymour. It went inside the pot. The dirt in the pot shifted a little when Splat added water. A tiny green sprout sprang up. Splat cheered loudly, but quickly shut his mouth. He didn't want to scare the little plant back into the soil. He's so excited. During the next week, the sprout grew a few straggly leaves. Splat was thrilled when a few days later a little bud appeared atop the stem. And there you could see he's kind of counting the days and how tall it is. Kind of how like maybe your parents might do when you grow.
I'm wondering what it might be.
The next day, the bud opened and a bloom blossomed. It wasn't a wild jungle plant or a many-colored rose or a tall tree. It was a flower, a little daisy, and Splat knew just who to give it to. That's a very beautiful daisy. I love it, said Mom. It's the most special flower ever. Splat smiled as he hugged his mother. I grew it myself, Splat said, with a little help from Seymour. Aww.
Aw, so sweet.
That is very sweet.
Aw.
Splat and Seymour solved the mystery. They created a beautiful, beautiful daisy.
Yes, I love that flower. Actually, daisies are one of my favorite flowers. And you know, when you have flowers in your garden, you create a home for all kinds of creatures. Bees, birds, and my favorite, butterflies. But before you see a butterfly, what do you see? A caterpillar. That's right, Mr. Master Kernan. I heard him say caterpillar. So it is time for our craft project now. We're going to get a little crafty, friends, and we are going to create our very own caterpillar home with Marnie.
We are. I love caterpillars too. And so what I'm going to do is show you how to create a little sensory bin. We're going to put some caterpillars in it and create a little environment for our caterpillars. Okay, so let's go through the things that we need first. So the first step is a plastic bin. Okay, something to make your garden out of, or you could just use a shoebox. Any old container will do. Okay, the next thing we're going to need is something to fill our bin with. So I use dried lentils because I like the green. I like how squishy they are. They feel good on my fingers and they sound like rain when we pour them in. The next thing we're going to need is caterpillars. So you could take a pipe cleaner and make a caterpillar out of that. Or you could do what I did and take some dried pasta, and I dyed them different colors because they're bright and beautiful, and make caterpillars out of that. Next thing is we need some plants in our garden. So I have some dried flowers. I have some tulips, some real flowers because, oh, they smell like spring. I love flowers. Next, we need some scooping tools. You can use anything. I've got some plastic spoons, and I made a scooping tool out of a piece of craft paper, okay, that I just taped. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And now more bugs. I love bugs. So I've got some ladybugs. I've got some butterflies. I've got some ants to go in our garden and some bees.
Love those bugs, Marnie. They're
I
super
know.
cool.
They're fun. So let's get started, okay? So step one, we're gonna fill our bin. So I'm gonna take my lentils. Oh, it does sound like rain.
Yes, I think
Ow.
those are split peas, Miss Marnie.
Oh, they are split peas.
Although lentils will work too. I like lentils.
Lentils
but I love
work.
the green split peas.
Yeah, and it does. It kind of sounds like a rain stick, right? Spring is time to explore all our senses. Okay, next step, I'm gonna add my flowers, okay? So we're gonna make a little flower garden. So I'm gonna put some flowers in because my bugs like to eat flowers. I like the way they smell and look. So I'm gonna put some flowers. I'm gonna add some leaves. Okay, so here's some leaves that my caterpillars can munch on. I think I'm gonna put those right in the middle of my garden. Okay, and hopefully you guys can see this little sensory garden beginning to grow. Now I'm gonna add my caterpillars. So let's count them together. See, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 little caterpillars. So I'm going to put one on my leaf. I'm going to put one over by my flower because I know caterpillars like flowers too. I'm going to put another one in. So now our home is beginning to look like this.
Nice.
Okay, so we've got leaves. Oh, and I'm gonna add my pipe cleaner caterpillar. This one's cool because he's huge. He's a big, soft, squishy caterpillar. So I'm gonna put him right in the middle.
How did you make that, Marnie? Did you wrap it around?
I did. So I took a piece of pipe cleaner, which I love because it's soft, and I took my finger
Oh,
and I just wrapped it around, right? So you can make caterpillars out of anything.
that was easy. Yeah, I like that.
It's super easy. So we'll add him to the garden too. Okay. So let's add some more bugs, guys. So I have a ladybug. I got a butterfly because our caterpillars will eventually become butterflies. I've got a bee for my flowers. I've got a little ant because ants do important work. They move dirt, right? So I'm going to put my bee, see if I can get him to stay on the flower. Yes, he's on my flower.
I see him.
Okay, I'm going to
spread the pollen, right?
That's right. I'm going to put my little butterfly. I'm going to put her on a flower because butterflies like to drink the nectar from flowers. My ladybug, I'm going to put her on a flower. And then I'm going to put my ant, my little ant in the dirt because he likes to move around in the dirt. So now that we have a sensory garden, guys, the fun part is the scooping. So you can take your scooper and you could, let's see if I can do this. I've got my scooper full of my little lentils, right? So you can scoop, you could bury some of your little bugs or your little flowers, right? So you can discover and find them, or you can just use your hands to play with all the different textures, right? My little lentils are kind of smooth and small. My flowers are soft and tall. You could have caterpillar parties, right? They could all meet on the leaves together and have a little caterpillar party, okay? And you could play with this sensory garden all day, right? If you just need a little moment to calm down, right?
Yeah.
And play with all of your different textures.
Let's see let's see, we have a few people. Let's see, Zingri, it looks like she's got a very fuzzy caterpillar.
Oh,
Wow. Look at those pipe cleaners. They're very, very furry. I love that. And how about Master Kernan? Let's see yours. I saw your pipe cleaner. Let's see your bin. He's got a really awesome sensory bin.
Oh, caterpillars.
Very nice. And I bet you can put your hands and feel around in your sensory bin, right? Do you put your hands? Yeah. It's super cool.
Feels so good.
Some bugs and fun things in your little bin there, buddy. Very, very cool.
Good. Who else? Do we have any other fabulous sensory gardens out there?
I can't see Mr. Duarte's class, but
this is kind of cool because it's like having a garden, but it's inside your house.
Super cool.
Right?
And I love, I love to just put my hands in it and just feel everything. You could actually just bury your hands in there and feel, especially that cool pasta which you colored. How did you color it? Did you use food dye or?
I did. So you just take the pasta and you put it in a little plastic bag with a little bit of white vinegar, add some food dye and let it sit for an hour. And then it turns into all these different cool colors.
I love that. Very cool, colorful caterpillars.
They are.
And of course, those are all things that we need to make a garden grow, right?
They are.
I love that. So maybe today, you guys, when you are outside, you could become springtime sensory detectives, and you could discover all the signs of spring outside your classroom or at home. Listen, use all of your senses, like listen for the birds chirping and smell the flowers and maybe touch some of the leaves or grass even. Sometimes it's really nice if you go barefoot to feel the grass under your feet and feel the sunshine, the warm sunshine on your face, and just really enjoy. Let's keep celebrating spring with all of our senses, right? How about we dance and sing our way out with our goodbye song? You guys ready to dance with us a little? And maybe share any sensory gardens with us on social media or email to us, okay? All right, Austin, hit it. Let's sing and dance, you guys. Here we go.
Oh yeah, kids, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone.
Thank you for being with us, Jeff.
Goodbye, see you next time, everyone. Goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to me. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone.
Hey, we sing, hello. Hello. Miss Janie's class.
Goodbye, see you next time, everyone. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone. Goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to me. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone.
Bye, Mr. Duarte's class. We see your awesome balloon. Bye, Master
Goodbye, see
Cronin.
you next time,
See you
everyone.
next time.
Goodbye, see you next time,
Oh, I see Mr.
everyone.
Duarte's class waving at us.
Goodbye to
I see
you,
you.
goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to me. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone.
Janie's class.
Goodbye, see you next time, everyone. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone. Goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to me. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone. Goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye to me. Goodbye, see you next time, everyone. Goodbye!
See you guys next time. Thanks for joining us and happy spring.